let's give you another update here. I've worked on the inside and I glued those machine tools down. And I got a little worker out and some detail parts. And we're going to start the finish line on that. You can see that I've got some cold rolled set in place. I need to go and buy some plastic for what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do this in 3 pieces. And I'm going to glue these. I'm not going to glue these down. I'm going to set them in place. So you have one piece here, one piece for here, and one piece for here. And then if somebody wanted to run track into this building afterwards, and I'm going to lay these out in the back like this. Something like that. And I got the windows covered. Now I decided I wasn't going to do the bottoms because I wanted to be able to see in, but I had to do the one here by the office. This right here is our office with the imaginary door on the back side, but we do have a door in front, so you can see that I don't have any color in there, but I do up top and on there in the doors. And then you can see so that's what it's going to look like. With that. And same thing here. So you'll be able to, once I get, the other side is going to be the shipping side. So I bought some crates online from somebody out east. And by east, I mean way east. But see, I figured I wouldn't cover that up because then you wouldn't see the furnace and the machines through the window. And once I get the sucker all wired up finally and wired for the final picture, hopefully we'll get a better impression of what that looks like with the lights on and see the impact. So we're coming down to the end. I've got just waiting for one more shipment, and I think I'm good to go. Okay, so got a little hook. Didn't look like this thing likes fuzzing, but there's no way in hell you're going to be able to see that, but it doesn't have the guts so that I can take my cable that you can also barely see and run a 3-ring up and down on this. So I'm going to take some plastic and glue 3 pieces in there, and then I'm going to do my rigging and hook it to this makeshift crane looking thing that I'm going to put on my. So I installed this track. They made this makeshift gantry crane. And I'm going to glue that like that. And then we'll have this little hook hanging down from the gantry off to one side so that wherever this lands, that somebody will be able to use it. So I also started making these shelf units by a method that was in Model Railroader a while back, and we're mostly done with them. And I'm going to paint these silver, and then I'm making a crate where underneath which I'm going to put our other crates to go something like that. So when you view the inside of the model this way, you'll see that work is going on, finished work in production, and supplies will be along the wall. So it'll add some visual interest, and you can see that I've started to make the flooring components. These are not done yet. They need to be sanded a little bit better. But these are the flooring pieces that are missing for the opening right there. And those are works in progress. So Next step is to do a little bit more painting, get these shells in, get the detail parts in. Oh yeah, I also bought some crates off of eBay. You can see I've started painting them. Let's do a full Monty on the light work. So here's our multi-length thing. Now, this looks a lot better when you put some tension on it, so it looks like actual multi-ton crane. Come on, focus! So I might have to put some weight on it. But the other thing is, I don't know if you can see the very top of that, but the cables kind of come together. And this, what I'm going to do in order to do a separation up there at the top, I'm going to take my little sprue extra, a little thin one. I'm going to cut little pieces off this as if there's a wheel. Now normally if we were doing this there would be like an office on top of here, on top of this gantry, but we're just not modeling it because it's not going to be seen and I don't have enough room to do it, really, or the patience or the parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little piece of this. I'll kind of mock it up here. And then, actually this is going to be a little big, but I'll end up gluing this up top here, and what that should do is separate. I have to go and find a smaller sprue, but what it'll do is it'll separate as if there's a little wheel up here, which would be normal for a prototype. And then it'll separate those lines so we end up with straight lines, nice taut lines. Okay, so the building is come together solid on this side. So this was where the most energy was spent to get these corners to line up, get everything solid. Now next thing to do is I'm going to have to come back and I'm going to do some more gluing here to tighten this up. And I did tack this in. I mean, it was glued. What has to happen here is that this needs to be adjusted because this corner all needs to be pushed up and then held together so that the corner's square. But you can see that this lines up really well, and I also tacked this in. So it's kind of bizarre that this side doesn't work and that does, and then that doesn't work, and then this does, which means that this whole model is twisted. And I'm probably going to have to use more aggressive glue on these last two bits.